What's up?
Hello there.
Stacy here. George here.
Um,
Eggmania. I'm in a good mood.
I was looking
Stacy chewing.
I thought we were talking about Deadpool. The newest uh, theatrical extravaganza.
Yeah, Deadpool. Got the shirt on. Old as hell, dirty as hell, but fuck, had to bust it out for
And I
Deadpool and
just have a
Wolverine.
red shirt.
Yeah. So you don't see Stacy's nosebleed. Yep, Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool 3. Or is this Wolverine? Like, I don't know. Uh oh.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, what we can do.
Oh, we got someone. What's up?
Now, George, what happened during this movie?
Yeah, so we're just gonna get into it. Now we got a viewer. Let's get into it. Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, it's honestly like the greatest thing ever. Turn that down a little bit. There you go. Very faint. It's the greatest thing ever, in my opinion. Oh, Stacey's saying so. I'm because this.
That's what we're here to discuss.
Yeah, no, we're gonna debate, talk our opinions and whatnot. You know, let's be honest. I don't want you to just agree with me, but I thought because this is a love letter to early Marvel movies, particularly the ones in the 2000s, particularly the ones made by Fox. So I'm talking Fantastic Four, uh, all the X-Men movies and everything, Blade, Elektra, Daredevil, Punisher. And, you know, they don't give Punisher too much love. They mention him. And I guess before I do anything, just right off the bat, say spoilers up the galore because I just love to be free flowing. So maybe it wouldn't be up the wazoo of spoilers, but I think we're gonna talk about a lot of spoilers.
I'm the exact opposite. I like to
Oh,
organize, jot the bullet points, and be very thorough.
we jotted all the plot points, so yeah, we're gonna go through this probably bit by bit, scene by scene. So yeah, that's been amazing. The action, top notch here. That's what really got me. I think more than anything. I mean, not really, because everything was so top notch, but the action was amazing. Especially with Logan, we finally got the hardcore Wolverine rated R action, but it was with a slow, sad Wolverine that didn't have his healing factor, wasn't that great, and you know he was old, so he was fast and stuff. But and I was kind of sad for a while, you know, even though I did love Logan. That the fact that we'll never get that prime Wolverine where he's just a savage tearing people up, like you know this movie far uh, redeems that. This is the thing song right here. Doo, 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 doo. And you know, Hugh Jackman is amazing. He's such a great actor. I love Hugh Jackman so much. There's movies. He's actually one of those actors for me. His name alone, I'll go see the movie. You know, I'm talking Real Steel and Chappie. Have you ever seen those?
I've seen Chappie.
Chappie. Ever heard of Real Steel?
Nope.
Real Steel is so interesting. It was about boxing robots, where boxing is illegal in the future. So instead, humans either they can like it's controlled by just computer, the giant robots. Or Hugh Jackman, he motion controls the robot because he used to be a boxer, and he's bonding with his son. It was whatever. It was nice though because Hugh Jackman's great, and again he's great in this, and he gives it all out. Sure, he's up there in age now, but you know what? He's still in better shape than all of us. He still got it, regardless. He just still got it. You know, his acting's great, and got anything to say here, Stacy?
I do. Um, as far as the performances go,
Yeah,
I thought everybody did a pretty satisfactory to pretty stellar job.
yeah,
Um, Deadpool and
yeah. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's relationship in the
Yeah,
movies was
and
really the star of the show.
it really is because throughout the years, especially recently with COVID, there's been them seen together in social media, and before that, I always gotta forget this. Dame in X Men Origins Wolverine. He was in Ryan Reynolds was in X Men Origins Wolverine as Deadpool, but just actually more just as Woody Wilson. But yeah, with Hugh Jackman, so they bonded with that. They knew each other with that, and throughout the years, they probably knew each other really well and hung out. And now they done this, and it's amazing. It's like a long time coming here.
They have great chemistry.
And Ryan Reynolds, yeah, he was great in this. He's honestly got me in the feels in ways, and I have a mixed feelings with Ryan Reynolds because I do like him. Honestly, overall, I do like Ryan Reynolds. I know sometimes he be a little too much Ryan Reynolds in
Well,
movies
get into it. Like, why?
because he has like a douchey persona, and
What's the
yeah,
cause for these mixed feelings?
his face, like he has the, a douchey, good-looking guy face, honestly, and yeah, some of the a lot of those rom-coms he did. It's just some of the bad movies he's done. But regardless, Ryan Reynolds is good because he was great in Buried. He's great as Deadpool, and some of the comedies that he did do, he was good in them, like Waiting and whatnot. So overall, I like Ryan Reynolds, and in the he was great, amazing in this. But I do give a notch more with Hugh Jackman for me because I just love Hugh Jackman way more as a
Okay.
person.
We talked about Hugh Jackman,
Hmm.
and we didn't really talk a lot about Ryan Reynolds or any of the other cast members. So, what do you think about their
So
performance?
the other cast members, yeah, great too. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look it up. Can you actually bust out
What's
your
that?
phone, please?
What's up?
Look up the guy that plays Paradox. What's his name?
Sure.
Because there's something crazy that I don't think you know about this actor. But I'll talk about the villain while you're looking that up. Yeah, I don't know her name either, but uh, I wanted to nickname her the bald bitch, but no. We forget her name. It was something Nova. Cassandra Nova? Was that it? She's Charles Xavier's twin sister, and the TVA zaps her. If you don't know the TVA, you gotta watch Loki, which I see season Loki, and some episodes say
Her name is Cassandra Nova.
Cassandra Nova. Sounds right. Unless the actor that plays Paradox.
Yeah, well, the other guy is. Let's try. Let me just type in TVA, see what comes up.
So yeah, she's great. Oh yeah, she's good. She's good. She don't do anything, heavy hitting, I guess. But she does the job well. She's looking crazy. She has an interesting look, that actress. And what she does is fucking put her fingers to people and grab them.
And what they call in the film, mine arsm. I'm not sure if you can say the word.
Yeah, true. I said we should. Fuck it. We're here with Deadpool. Hardcore.
I'm looking for the.
Let's go to IMDb.
Yeah.
And mm, I kind of
So,
want
what does she? What is the villain's goal here? For those who haven't seen the movie.
to. Okay. Her goal, just to be God, basically. Because she feels like an outcast. Because they zapped her before she can even walk, so as a little baby. And she grew up in the void. And
Sorry to interrupt you. His name's called Mr. Paradox.
Mr. Paradox, what's the actor's name?
The actor's name is Matthew. Matthew McFadden. McFadden.
McFarlane, McFerrin?
However you say this.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it Matthew, though?
Yeah, Matthew.
So, fun fact about that guy.
The actor that plays Mr. Paradox.
The actor that plays Mr. Paradox, who's in Succession. Fun fact about him. He was in Clarksville, where we live, last year.
Oh,
Yeah, he's part of that Nicole Kidman movie that was being filmed in our hometown. Hmm.
was it a Lifetime movie?
No, it was a real time movie. It's an Amazon movie, so it's probably straight to Amazon. Might be a theater movie because it has really big people in it. So, yep, that actor he was in our hometown, and yeah, I saw him in person.
Did you reach into his skull and
Mm-hmm.
kind of wiggle
So
it around your finger?
I knew he was in Deadpool. I'd bother him with Deadpool questions. Nah. But yeah, I was like, whoa! When I saw the for Deadpool at the Super Bowl, yeah, I saw him. I was like, ah! That's when I see that guy now. I'm like, oh shit, it's that guy. Because yeah, I see him in the flesh. I got connections in this movie, Stacey. I know people.
I believe
You know? So yeah, he's goofy in this. He's real goofy, and he was funny because he's kind of a serious looking guy. Yeah, in this way he was like real goofy, and I appreciated that. And so yeah, man, I found this movie to be really funny. The writing. How did you feel? Did you find this to be really funny? Because Stacey here
it.
mixed feelings about the other Deadpool movies on their humor, but how about?
Yeah, no, I did not. I like the Deadpool movies for the most part. I like Deadpool
Uh
one.
huh.
Um, I enjoyed Deadpool two for what it was,
Yeah,
and but I'd say this one ranks is pretty much my rank goes from three to one to two
I agree.
in terms of quality.
I totally agree. One was the best until this one, and this one, God, I hate to say, it, this might be my favorite superhero movie ever.
Whoa, whoa, that's high praise.
It's hard to say that because I loved. There's so many great ones now. Before I did have a favorite one. It was either like The Dark Knight or Watchmen, but you know, with this one, Dive into Multiverse, the one that preceded that to Dive into Multiverse, which I thought was really great, was Spider-Man: Far From Home, No Way Home. And I thought the Avengers, honestly, the first Avengers movie, kind of felt like that might have been my favorite superhero movie, but this one or Avengers: Infinity War, I thought that was really great too. But honestly, this one, because this one's just so crazy with the cameos, which I know a lot of people kind of are over that shit, but I still love it. It's done well, and this
I'm
one
one of those
was.
people.
Stacey's one of those people. Do you think it was done well here?
Um,
Like
if
that, not just having cameos for cameo's sake.
um, what do you mean by done well?
Like, did you like it or not?
Uh,
Do you think it was kind of stupid, or it was overdone type shit?
I thought the cameos serve purpose. You
Okay.
know, it's not really to. The cameos aren't the main point of the movie,
Yeah.
but they're like a Family Guy kind of weak.
Yeah.
They're just to like sprinkle it in there
Hmm.
and just say, hey, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Agreed. I enjoyed them, especially. I guess we should just get into them. Fuck it,
Yeah.
spoilers go. Or there's so many appearances. The first one that was a great appearance is seeing Chris Evans, but not as Captain America. Because I was like, well, yeah, it makes sense with Captain America. He died in Avengers, so, but he died nobly. He didn't get zapped by the TVA. So it's La Ula. It's him as Johnny Storm as the Human Torch, which I always wanted for the longest time.
That was pretty surprising.
Yeah.
I never thought they'd reference
Hmm.
Fantastic Four of all
Yeah,
things.
2004 Fantastic Four, and he was great as Human Torch during those days. He was just funny, and it was always amazing to me. I was always shocked when to hear that he became Captain. I'm always hate to say I'm one of those assholes that are like kind of gets a little upset. Not really though when people play more than one comic book character. Like, come on, you're for one, can't be another one. But sometimes people redeem themselves. I don't know. He's the king of that. He played like three, even though one of them is whatever. He played Green Lantern and fucking Deadpool. So fuck it. Everyone, the comic book superhero genre is fucking whatever. We can just play whatever. There could be 1,000 Batmans at one time. Who gives a
But
shit?
hold on, Joel.
Yeah.
We still haven't gone into what happens in this movie. We've
Okay.
covered not even the intro yet.
We were talking about appearances. Actually, we're gonna be all over the place, but I'm just going to, we're talking about the appearances, or maybe, should we just rate it? Do you want to do a rating? I don't really like ratings, to be honest. I'm kind of like, always bring up Paul. I like his rating method of is it worth watching or not, and I say definitely, especially worth watching in theaters.
I'd say if you haven't seen a comedy like recently,
Yeah.
I'd say give Deadpool 3 a shot.
Uh.
You're not miss going for it.
Yeah.
Certainly better than what else comic movies competing with it.
I heard Twisters is good, but it was the first one so much I don't kind of want to watch the new one. Before that, I saw Maxine, and that was really good. That's probably still in theaters, which I do kind of recommend that seeing that in theaters. But Deadpool over that, to be honest. But overall, yeah, I say if you've never seen any movie this year or rarely ever go to the movies, you should go to the movies just for this.
See, I'm not so gung ho about the whole Marvel, MCU or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of dropped off like maybe during, I want to say like Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of tuned out.
No,
But
definitely.
I enjoyed this for what it was. So coming as like an outsider, like the MCU, I enjoyed my time.
Yeah, man.
I didn't regret it.
No. Especially the visuals, the action, and the writing. Because that's the problem with Deadpool 2. I think the writing was just a little off on that, but the writing in this is sharp, in my opinion. Do you agree with that? The writing was good?
I feel like there's a lot of jokes going on from minute to minute.
Yeah.
Like,
That shouldn't be all of them land, but a lot of them did for me.
yeah, if you didn't like one joke, there's always another that
Yeah.
will probably get you at least a chuckle at the very least. Even though I'll have you roaring around in your seat or whatever, but at least a chuckle.
I kind of busted a gut.
Yeah, he was busting the gut. I was kind of, oh, that's nothing.
And I was oohing and awing at some parts.
He was a pogging in the theater.
Alright, so maybe we could just go step by step on this. So, movie starts off, and let me stop chewing. Hold on. You say, Stacy.
Okay, so
I'm kind of chewing my nuts now.
let's see what happened. First, there's no real big like
Whoa,
title scene,
Uh-oh.
intro scene.
I hate to say it, calling Stacy out. I don't think maybe Stacy's the man for this job because he walked out in the beginning of the movie.
I walked out.
Yeah. He went to go get water or something.
Yeah, I went to go use the bathroom.
He didn't miss much. So,
I'll recap what I missed basically.
wow. Sorry, people, I'm chewing nuts here.
That's all right. Well, for the parts that I did see, I tuned in like maybe midway through the title screen.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. So basically, yeah, it was started off with Deadpool giving us the fourth wall, talking to us directly, talking about how he's with Marvel now, and that he needs Wolverine, or that he brought up that the big question that we're asking: how are you gonna bring Wolverine back? Are they gonna be respectful about it? And he's like, no, we're not gonna be respectful about it. And that's why he was digging him up, and he was like, Wolverine can't die. He's fucking got the healing factor. But no, Wolverine was a skeleton.
Okay, I did miss that content.
Yeah.
Like, didn't this guy die and like
Yeah.
it's kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
I the way I place it in my mind is kind of like digging up like the Jesus Christ or something like that. That's how
Basically.
kind of Logan presented himself at the
Yeah.
end of the movie.
Well, that's a big theme in this movie. Yeah, Marvel Jesus. Honestly, Wolverine is Marvel Jesus too. It's not just Deadpool's Marvel Jesus. Wolverine's Marvel Jesus too. But yeah, because they keep rising back, and but not that time. They actually let the Logan Wolverine die, but he uses his skeleton to kill the TA agents, and it's awesome. At one point, he puts Wolverine's his claws on, and Deadpool starts fucking up people. And it's funny when he stabs a guy in the ass, and then he stabs another guy in the dick, and he's like perking jerking. This movie's pretty gory. It's really very violent and shit. But it's in a comedic way.
I'll say this movie in the intro, it was comedic, it was gory,
Yeah,
and also
I was laughing my ass off.
the choreography wasn't bad
That
either.
was awesome. The action's great.
Lots of flips,
Uh,
lots of spins, a
mhm.
nice solid flow of action going on.
Yes.
It reminded me of reading Dragon Ball, the original
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, like solid and kinetic.
You're
Each flow of motion flowed to the
exactly
next.
to the point where it was maybe a little too much, but I think it was a complaint. I say that as I need to rewatch this because yeah, especially the Deadpool's fight where they're fighting the multiple Deadpools. You know, because I was for me, I was only having my eye on Wolverine, so I didn't see what Deadpool was doing. So the next time I watch this, I want to keep my eye on Deadpool and
You're saying it was too much just because you couldn't really catch all the
a
details.
little bit, yeah, because with the fights, there's a lot of like camera action going on and stuff, and maybe you know got a little slower with that, but it was cool because they were to keep up a high pace energy and shit. And I just wanted to watch it anyways because it was awesome to see. So I agree, it was a cool beginning fight scene, and then yeah, which then it flashes back to where after Deadpool 2, Deadpool, yep, Deadpool 2. So you ever watch that? Um, he, at the end of Deadpool 2, he time travels. But then after that, his relationship with his girlfriend starts to go a little downhill. So to make it better, he tries to sign up for the Avengers. Which this is a funny scene where he meets Happy Hogan, I believe his name, played by Jon Favreau, who was the director of the first Iron Man movie and whatnot. So he's like the kind of kingpin, really. Besides producer Kevin Feige, but whatever. You get Jon Favreau because he can act and he's funny, but they reject him, and Deadpool's sad and shit. So that was funny though. It's like, man, now we're this universe is crossing. I love that when Marvel does that. It's a big deal. This is a big deal, and it's so surreal to finally see that happen. Because you kind of feel like you were thinking that's never going to happen, but now here it is. And now it just starts off with the baby step of Happy Hogan. Then it gets well, actually, maybe that's one thing I kind of wish did happen. I mean, they kind of did with Chris Evans, so I kind of take that back a little bit. But having the other Marvel characters in this movie as well. And again, they kind of did. They had the Hulk. I guess again, like I said, we're spoiling here. They had the Hulk for. I mean, I guess
During okay,
yeah.
so during
So much to talk about with this movie.
maybe a little bit after maybe about 15 minutes into the intro,
Yeah.
you get a montage sequence
Uh,
of
one of
Deadpool,
my favorite parts.
Deadpool's assignment from the main villain or the secondary antagonist of the
Paradox,
film.
Mr. Paradox.
Mr. Paradox sends him on a mission to find a anchor point to his universe, and then he winds up only choosing, and it winds up being Logan, but not the Logan from the Logan movie, a different Logan from another alternate universe.
Oh, he doesn't send him on there. Deadpool decides he's just going to do it anyways because he doesn't want his universe to blow up. And he punches the guy in the nose, or breaks his nose, and takes a dimension teleporter, and then that enters a montage of
Dimension
Deadpool
hopping.
of Dimension Hopper, which I love this. I've been wanting this so bad out of a Marvel movie. Finally, Deadpool provides it. One of my favorite things of the multiverse is honestly Rick and Morty. I think Rick and Morty does the multiverse very well. And my favorite Ricky scene will always be in that first season where Rick and Morty are being chased by the space government and they're just jumping around different dimensions. I always want that with one of the Marvel movies. We're getting close to getting that with Doctor Strange. We kind of did because there's a trippy scene where him and the girl were just going through a bunch of different dimensions. But this one had it where I really like it, where it's them hop to different ones, it's a montage, and it's him hopping through to see different Wolverines, and you get like the Savage Wolverine with the big hair and the big mutton chops, and then you got Wolverine, his first experience with where he's fighting the Hulk. You got finally the true old man Logan, not Logan, but not the old man Logan from Logan, but the old man Logan from the comics, which he looks awesome, and then he fucking shoots Deadpool with a shotgun. And my comic accurate Wolverine. Did you find that funny? That was hilarious.
Comic accurate?
Yeah, where it was Hugh Jackman but short.
Short? Oh.
Yeah.
Was he that short in the comics?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wolverine's short.
Oh, I thought that was just another, like, Family Guy style cutaway.
Nope. Yeah, that's what, and a lot of fans complain about that. But they're dumb. It's like, whatever. Yeah, Wolverine's supposed to be short. That's why he's the Wolverine, because he's like a short little badger guy. And he's like only like barely 5 feet, if that, and just like crawls around people. But they did that in this, and it was hilarious. Yeah, it's goofy. I mean, come on. Isn't it better to have a big jack guy with fucking knives from hands stabbing the shit out of people? Hugh Jackman.
So, Deadpool is hopping all throughout the timelines. And what was really striking to me about it was that there was one moment where, like, I'm not sure which comic book it's from.
Okay, yeah, you got to bring it up.
But they have, like, Logan on, like, a giant X-shaped cross with, like, a bunch of, like,
Red skulls everywhere.
bloody skulls around him. I thought that was really...
that was awesome.
That was quite... that was striking image.
Visual. It's just, again, with Hugh Jackman, he just looks awesome in all these moments here. He's just... The way he acts different in all of them. You gotta love it. He's just willing to do anything for the fans, and he just seems like a... I have a story about Hugh Jackman I learned, actually. Oh my god, I think that's some soul, man.
Go ahead.
So, in one of these I worked on, one of the actors I worked with, he talked about he did a movie with Hugh Jackman. That had Hugh Jackman in it. And you know what Hugh Jackman did for all the actors, even like the small actors?
Yeah.
He gave them steaks. He gave them like a bunch of steaks for them.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's just a thank you. Like co-made shit. So, Hugh Jackman's the best. And yeah, him to put on all these costumes and do all these ridiculous things.
Yeah, we know he put in a lot of effort.
So,
and they're very lore accurate. But what
Yeah.
happened in this movie?
So, finally, he meets up with a Wolverine that's like an alcoholic, and this is apparently
A loser.
a loser because it's the
A
worst,
failure.
the worst Wolverine, which is crazy to think of. But yeah, this is the worst one because I guess we're just going to get into it. He's the worst one because maybe correct me on this. I think I know the answer, but I'm kind of maybe a little confused.
He's like the worst because because the Logan character is known to have like a whole bunch of like we'll say like insecurities with his job role.
Yeah.
And he's never felt really at home with the
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah, and he like walked away from the X-Men because you know how in those X-Men movies he's always doing those little self journeys, but he did one of those self journeys, but then when he was gone, all the X-Men died. But then I think I heard, did he kill the X-Men? But no, I think they died from being hunted down.
From the failure Logan?
Yeah. Did he kill or not kill them? I don't think he did it.
I don't think they ever said that he did
Yeah.
kill them.
I thought maybe I heard that, but I think I'm wrong on that. I think, yeah,
They
he was just away and they got hunted down. They said, I forgot who said killed them.
He says he doesn't really have anything to live for,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're deceased.
Yeah, and he wears under his clothes the classic yellow Wolverine costume, which again looks awesome. It is a damn shame that honestly it took so long for it. I mean, I didn't mind the leather outfit back in the day, and I like how a lot of times they almost just have him just in the tank top or just another brown leather jacket. But it is about damn time we got the classic because we're supposed to get it back in just the Wolverine movie, not after X-Men Origins Wolverine, the standalone Wolverine movie. There's an end credit scene, deleted scene, where he gets the yellow Wolverine suit, but sadly, you never see him wear it. And yeah, Hugh Jackman looks awesome in that mask. Actually, I was kind of a little worried because there was a leaked image of him in that full costume, And I kind of think he kind of looks so a little bit. His jaw didn't like it was a little too slouched back, but then no, in the movie, at the right angle, Hugh Jackman, he has the perfect this, and with the fucking ears, and the nose and the white eyes. I was a little
Okay,
afraid
but
for a sec that they were gonna have his pupils, but no,
hold
these are the
on, hold
white
on, hold
eyes.
on. That doesn't happen till around about the end part.
Yeah, where he fights all the Deadpools. So at first, yeah, it's him without the mask and with long sleeves, which a lot of people were complaining on the internet about him having long sleeves,
Hmm.
which some people were defending actually because real life Hugh Jackman he had skin cancer or he was worried he was about to have skin cancer. So people were like, no, he's doing that just to protect his arm, protect his skin from the sun. But no, eventually, after the fight with him and Deadpool in the car, he gets so ripped up that they finally did the classic Wolverine look
Hold on, hold on,
with
hold
the,
on,
the
hold on, hold on.
sleeveless gloves
You're
and the
getting
big claws.
way ahead of yourself. How do Deadpool and Logan like? What is their relationship like? It's good. It's bad.
Okay, it's great. But at first, it starts off rocky because Deadpool annoys him a little, annoys Wolverine a bit. But then they start to like each other and whatnot, of course. So, and yeah, just in general, but it's great. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Is Sabretooth in the movie?
He is, but don't get too excited because I kind of did. Where I don't know
You know,
if you,
Wolverine and Sabretooth have that, you know,
they're brothers.
iconic rivalry.
And sadly, those movies kind of never really paid off too well with those because with that Sabretooth, the classic Sabretooth, you never know that they were brothers in the original three X Men movies. But then in X Men Origins Wolverine, they finally dived into being brothers, but they used a different actor for Sabretooth, and their fights were kind of so because that movie was PG-13. So in this movie, he thought they're going to redeem it, but they don't. It's just like a quick draw thing, like a quick,
They have a draw
yeah,
at high noon,
yeah,
basically.
gun draw, but with their claws, and
You know,
Wolverine just rips his head out clean. And it's okay because before that, we already had a big fight scene between Deadpool and Wolverine, which we should talk about that.
yeah.
That fight scene was amazing.
I was waiting for you to get to it.
Yeah,
Um, I like the fight scene.
yeah. Again, there's so much going on. Like I kind of forget what happened, but it was awesome. That's all I know. A lot of stabbing. I know, like it was at first Deadpool. He was having his guns, but then Wolverine chops his guns off, so he has to resort to swords and shit. But and Deadpool was kicking his ass pretty good for a while. Wolverine, once he gets close to you, he starts stabbing the ever loving shit out of you.
Won't say it was evenly matched.
Hmm. But I just when these fights, it kind of doesn't matter
No, no.
because none of them are dying. It's just like they're just killing time.
These are. This is a very fan service movie, but that's not a bad thing.
No,
Um,
this is how it is in the comics. They just
so
try to rip each other apart.
Star Trek is a fan servicey at
Yeah.
points, and no, I love it.
Yeah.
No,
So
not a bad thing at all.
yeah, and they fight in the void because they both get fucking zapped by the TVA and get eliminated from the timeline. So they're basically like, you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, the Shadow Realm, whatever the fuck. And that's where they meet all the other Fox properties because, Fox is gone. So that means the other guys out of the fucking timeline, which just sucks because those were big. They were huge, and they were like the main Marvel movies until Disney took over. And
Oh yeah, another thing that just occurred to me.
Mhm.
This movie is it's way much more meta than the first or second movie is.
Definitely super meta. Off to kind of, I was like, yeah, getting a little confused because in the beginning, when the TVA guy brings Mr. Paradox brings Devil in, he's talked about him being part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they're very much talking like to us, and they showed clips of Deadpool interject into some scenes where Thor is crying about him and shit. It's crazy, and like you know,
I wasn't sure if that was like a joke um,
he says
for a future movie,
no.
or it had already happened because again I checked out after Age of Ultron. I don't know what's going on.
That hasn't happened. It probably won't. They'll probably. I think these days a quick joke. I was kind of thinking maybe was Chris Hemsworth going to show up for that scene that happened, but no, it didn't. And he makes a Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds says "fuck Fox," and that was amazing. That was hilarious. And I remember like, yeah, he cut to the camera to us, and he said something. Yeah, like I'm going to Disneyland, and he smashed his head against the camera. It was hilarious. That was a moment I busted a gut on that one. That was what's up, so
Um,
get out of here.
I'll say about that. Joke,
Stacy don't know funny. Stacy don't know
humor
funny.
is subjective, you know. Not everybody has to laugh at the same things. I think that's reasonable. Um, there were a couple. There were other jokes.
I
that
got
you
in
don't
a
find
circus
funny.
clown and a stand-up comedian and a Chester comedian in front of Stacy, and he wouldn't be entertained at all. A fucking fire joke like Adam Sandler.
If you don't laugh at that joke in particular, there's 1,000 others
Yeah,
probably gonna
there
deal
are.
with.
There's a dime a dozen, and I feel like in my opinion they were sharp. They weren't just like, ugh. Well, I mean, some were, but not that bad. Unlike the second one, the second one I felt had a lot of those, and to a certain extent, the first one. But this one I felt was way sharper with the jokes. 'Cause he's just poking so much fun the whole Marvel world in general, and comic books in general too, because they make a poke at DC during the Wolverine dimensional jumping. Fucking Henry Cavill shows up dressed up as Wolverine, which a lot of people were kind of fan casting as him. And maybe he's going to show up again as Wolverine. Is he the Marvel Wolverine? I don't think so. I think it was just a quick look, but maybe. And he did look good as Wolverine. He didn't do too much though, so don't get too excited. But that was a little funny moment. And I've been hearing more Joel Edgerton, that actor. I don't know if you're familiar with that actor.
No,
Yeah.
got no clue what you're talking about.
He's the main guy in the Kingsman movies, and he played Elton John.
What if I never seen Elton
I
John
know.
or
You haven't
King?
seen not the Stacey here.
I'm not a movie guy.
This is the first movie Stacey's seen in like 10 years.
It is the first movie I've ever seen ever.
Just about.
You know, most kids grew up with like The
Yeah.
Lion King, The Little Mermaid. Deadpool 3, my first movie, guys, so be kind with.
The only source of entertainment for Stacey, Eggmania. That's it.
Exactly, I'm playing the soundtrack right now, right now.
Eggmania. Sleeps, breathes it, eats it. Eggmania. Eats the eggs.
I eat scrambled eggs every day.
Ain't
But what happens after they get into the tussle? Who do they meet after Sabretooth is, you know,
They meet with Charles Xavier's twin sister, Cassandra Nova. We come to learn that she's like the overlord of this. Because, yeah, and it's funny, they make a Mad Max joke. Because basically, the Void is just like Mad Max, desert apocalypse, and they have those Mad Max type vehicles. And they go to Ant Man, which I didn't get that because Ant Man's still going, but I don't know, maybe not.
you know,
So, they go to the Ant Man suit.
maybe not in this dystopian future.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they meet up with her, and she's basically she's a little stronger than Professor X because she's telekinetic as well, or she can pick things up with her and she can read minds, but she can't read minds like Professor X, where you just do this and at a distance she has to inject her hands into your head.
They call her, for a point of reference, they call her a Omega level mutant.
Yeah,
Maybe like the fan geeks can like tell you more about that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's like their
I heard of that.
king or queen or something like that.
I think that's like same as Jean Grey and shit.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
And with this moment, to bring back, talking about Johnny Storm, Chris Evans, at this moment he dies. He gets his skin peeled off. And that was pretty gory. It looked bad though, I'll be honest. The CGI on that was not good. I wish maybe they just went practical or get good CGI. I don't know why that looked bad. Do you agree on that?
I think it was kind of added to the joke.
Maybe.
You know, like, how do I say it? Like, you know when, how cartoons kind of like a blood and mist, you know what I'm saying? When, somebody gets like disintegrated or something, they turn into like a pile of bones or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like Mortal Kombat, basically. Like,
Yeah.
They strike you with an uppercut, you know, your skin flies off,
Yeah,
you know,
he
that
might
sort
as
of
well
thing.
just crumbled, and I mean, they did the little clicking noise, like click, 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 click.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how it
might
was.
as well.
That's how I put it,
Yeah.
categorized in my
Yeah,
mind.
it was just funny seeing Chris Evans. I really thought he was gonna be Captain America, and but no, it was fucking.
He was wrong.
Yeah, they pretty much because yeah, I was like he's not blonde, so what is up? And then with that comes Galactus, which is actually the Rise of the Silver Surfer Galactus, which is horrible. I guess they have introduced Galactus in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because, like, I hate to say, I didn't watch Loki season 2. I watched some of it, but not all of it.
Oh, the cloud?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Galactus. And, but they were able to run away from Galactus by jumping on a rocket boot and flying away, which is where they then meet um, nice Deadpool and
Dogpool.
Dogpool, which is, it was a cute, ugly dog. I remember there's so many of those. This one I don't know. The one, the classic one is the dog Yoda. I don't know you heard of that dog.
The dog Yoda.
Yeah, it was like that was like the first ugly dog to have it with a tongue stuck out back in the early 2000s. It's probably dead now, and there are probably dogs that have that condition where the tongue sticks out. It was the same deal, like Chihuahua, and the dog name was Yoda. It was like a classic Guinness World Record holder. But,
I will take your word for
yeah,
it.
gotta look it up, Yoda. And yeah, then with that, nice Deadpool gives them a car, which is funny because Deadpool is sad before he, I guess we kind of skipped over that.
No one? No.
After Deadpool 2, Deadpool becomes a car salesman, and he's all picky about. He's a Kia guy, which I think Kia sucked or whatever.
That was a cutaway, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a very Family Guy type of joke, but it was funny. I laughed at that. That was funny.
But it tied into the main story
Yeah,
somewhat.
it did a little bit.
Not majorly, but
No,
it
a
did.
little bit.
Yeah.
And
So better
yeah.
than Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah, and way funnier. And then so they drive for a little bit. They stop. I forget why exactly. Do you remember why they stopped?
Um, they stopped, I believe, like they said, because they asked for directions or something like that.
I forget. They stop and then they bicker. Wolverine, he's just laying it thick on fucking Deadpool, telling him he's an idiot, how he's fighting shit with a stripper, and Deadpool's like, I'm gonna fight you, and they have,
They don't stop for any particular reason.
yeah,
They stop just for the sake of having a heart
just
to heart.
just to argue, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I can't think of it. 'Cause they just do it, and they have a cool ass fight in the little car, super bloody, but again, yeah, there's no real stakes to it because they just heal, but
The whole fight takes place in this
Honda.
Odyssey.
yeah, it's tight.
And they really take full advantage of
Yeah.
it being a Honda Odyssey.
And they take full advantage of them just not being able to die, so they're just doing some crazy ass shit. Like,
Yeah, they paint the entire interior with their
their blood.
body fluid.
And like Wolverine breaks Deadpool's arm and he like ties him up in a seatbelt and just stabs the shit out of him. But then Deadpool able manages to get loose because he's a little bit more acrobatic and shit. It's amazing. But then
Yeah.
eventually they tire themselves out. Well, it looks like Wolverine wins because he's able to fucking tie
Yeah,
Deadpool. Yeah, subdue him. But Wolverine's tired as hell. And yeah, this is where his sleeves get ripped, so you get not the real classic Wolverine look. But then, like, who's driving the car? They wake up in this lair, and it turns out this is Elektra's lair. Classic Jennifer Garner Elektra. Honestly, horrible, horrible Elektra. But you know, she's awesome regardless. And especially for her to come back, is really cool. But the coolest one to come back, I lost my shit with this one, is Wesley Snipes as Blade, still looking tight. Always
I
now
know,
with the
you
little
were
white.
twirling in the
Because I
theater.
knew in the lair, I didn't know about it going into it, but I had a sense when he's in that lair. I was like, is this Blade's lair? And yes, Blade showed up. Wesley Snipes, the one and only. And I don't know if you heard about news about the new Blade movie that they're making. Have you heard about this?
Nope.
So yeah, they're making a new Blade movie, but with a new Blade, a different Blade, different actor, and there's been production problems where they're getting that's a great
Just
thing.
ignore that.
Where they're getting a new director, and the movie was already supposed to be out, but they're having fun it. So Wesley Snipes makes a jab at that. He says the one and only, the only Blade. 'Cause, yeah, it doesn't have Wesley Snipes as Blade. I don't even get why. I mean, I guess I get it because he is old, but he's still in good shape. He can still do the stunts and shit. They also show Channing Tatum as Gambit. So I don't know if you know about this, the lore of this, but Channing Tatum was supposed to have his own Gambit movie a long time ago as well. There's been just production hell with it, and see what it never gonna happen. Basically, they cut it, but now they brought him back for this as Gambit. He does look good as Gambit, because there was another Gambit before in X-Men Wolverine, but that guy sucked. You know that guy, actor, he's okay. His name escapes me right now. I used to know it, but it escapes me.
Speaking of Gambit,
Yeah.
um,
Oh yeah.
they do something interesting
Something hilarious.
with his accent.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Gambit for being. This is what I know a little bit about comics. Is that Gambit is normally depicted as a southern, not a southern native,
There's some boy.
a Louisiana native, with his like smooth talking southern drawl, you know, that sort of thing. Eats catfish every day, that sort of thing. And
He has that French Louisiana accent.
everybody acts like they can't understand him, or Deadpool cracks wise about how he needs to, like, you know, adopt our common language of, you know, speaking American or something like that. But I feel like you can understand him just fine.
You
So
can.
the joke kind of, it doesn't really work so well.
There was moments where it was a little hard for me to understand, but you can't really understand him. It was just funny because the Louisiana accent to me is funny because yeah, like that type of shit. So
Like, to me, like,
joke worth in on that one.
um, for someone that hasn't really, like, I guess, like, my experience with it is kind of subjective,
Yeah,
but I didn't really have any trouble understanding.
I feel
the joke
that.
kind of did really
Yeah.
me, but whatever, that's neither here nor there.
yeah. I get what you're saying on that. So he was good though. His action was good, and he looked cool, and it was cool with the cards finally. So that was tight.
We talked about Blade, Elektra, um, what is it? Blade, Elektra,
Gambit.
Gambit,
But we have not talked about
and the last one,
X-20 comes back. Daphne Keene returns, which is awesome because she was awesome in the Logan movies, and I like her as an actress. She's very developed well. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, she's great in this as X-23, and saw her in Acolyte. I gave us a little support just because she's in it. You know, that show was not that great. I stopped watching it after she died. And yeah, she's great in this. She didn't really show her that much and utilize her all that much really, but she's good. She's part of the ensemble that when they go over to try to fight the bald bitch and the evil mutants. And she does a good job. But again, with that action scene though, it's like kind of, I mean, in the start of that, they had like the individual moments, but after that, it's just kind of just like a big pile of people fighting. So again, I feel like I need to rewatch that just to see what's going on. So, but still, regardless, it was a cool fight scene.
yeah, I don't know if you caught it, but during the major fight scene with, what's her name, Nova,
Yeah,
during the fight, did you catch that he used like his little energy boosted?
I did. Yeah, he hit people and like the energy went inside of them. And they exploded. And yeah, I don't know if you've seen the new X-Men cartoon show at all, but Gambit was awesome in that. So yeah, I'm on a Gambit kick, and yeah, it was awesome seeing. Gambit was easier to understand in that show than Channing Tatum Gambit. Regardless, it's
there,
like
there are so many different details in this movie
Yeah.
that just like the jokes, you know, it's like blink and you miss it. Um,
take a sneeze, you miss
yeah,
it.
take a sneeze, you miss it. But There's so many different like little things every minute that it really adds,
It
rewatchability
does.
to
Yeah,
it.
makes you want to rewatch it. And you like, where's Waldo? He points shit out and stuff. Like there's one shot where when the Wolverine, Deadpool, and Human Torch get captured, there's like a big landscape shot, and there's like these little creatures that were walking off in the distance. I think they were like, those were the production logos of some company or some shit. I don't know, but I feel like I recognize what those things were. They're like the letter I, like a lowercase letter I, purple lowercase letter I. It looks familiar, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's a chock full of shit, and got a lot of X Men characters. Like Psylocke was there, Toad, Pyro. He plays kind of a big part. Um, I don't know. They really got the original actors for all of them. Like for example, Juggernaut. I brought up that to you earlier. That they brought back Juggernaut, but it was the X Men Last Stand Juggernaut, and they didn't get that actor because I heard a quote from the actor that he didn't want to put on that costume again. So they just went and got another big buff dude. It's that easy. I mean, you don't really even do nothing. And he didn't do anything. And the Juggernaut got defeated pretty quickly. They just because they needed his helmet, but still, I kind of want to see a bigger fight out of Juggernaut. X-23, she's slashes his Achilles heel and
It,
breaks
it's
speed fall.
probably because Juggernaut already had a major role in the second movie,
True.
so they probably just didn't want to
Good point.
uh,
Overuse
been there,
him.
done that.
Yeah.
Over.
Did it better because his honestly is better, more common accurate, big and buff. Going back to that Wolverine montage when they showed the first appearance of Wolverine where he's fighting the Hulk. I thought they were gonna do the Hulk versus Wolverine moment where Deadpool's just in the middle of it, but no, they don't. Sadly, but whatever. Anywho, so yeah, then Deadpool and Wolverine they meet up with the ball bitch and then make it nice with her because he goes reads Wolverine's
Oh,
mind.
Nova is bald, by the way.
Yeah, she's like girl Professor X basically.
So when
Yeah,
when George says
ball bitch.
bald bitch, he means Nova.
Nova. And she reads Wolverine's mind and see how damaged he is. But then Deadpool puts the helmet on her. But then they show mercy to her. Wolverine shows mercy, but she gets shot by Pyro, but she can't die, basically. So she says, you know what, I will help you guys out. And she sends Deadpool and Wolverine back to Deadpool's universe, where she then meet, where then they meet up with all the other Deadpools, which I don't get why they did. Why they come out? Because did she?
Meet up all the different
Yeah.
ones.
Like why they come out?
They don't really explain it.
Yeah, I kind of feel why they explain it.
There's nothing to remember. Yeah, they don't
It's
explain it.
whatever.
Yeah.
They have a big fight scene. Deadpool and Wolverine are fighting a bunch of Deadpools. It's like Cowboy Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, Kid Deadpool, which I looked up in the credits because I was talking with me and Stacey. There's been
There was Headpool,
Catpool.
Ronin Pool.
There's been debate on who's playing Lady Deadpool, and it was Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively. There's been some um, theories that it was gonna be Taylor Swift, like that now, and she was barely in the movie anyway, Lady Deadpool, and then some
And
people,
she gets killed off.
yeah, well they come back because they beat the fuck out of them, but then they all revive, but not Nice Deadpool. Nice Deadpool can't revive, which is funny, and I saw him with the Kid Deadpool. That was Ryan Reynolds' son. So that's funny. And yeah. And yeah, with that, I feel like I need to rewatch that because I was just looking only at Wolverine because one, Wolverine is wearing a different color, different look. So I was kind of lost where our Deadpool was doing, OG Deadpool. But yeah, I love to watch that scene and just see what was going on. And then yeah, they beat him. They all came back. Then after that, they just I don't know.
I mean, an easy way to keep track of him in a scene is that remember the detail of him picking up those two golden
oh
desert eels
yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
true. Yeah,
That's
from Nice
fine.
Deadpool, yeah.
Everything else is just an
Yeah.
aberration.
So then they meet up with Mr. Paradox, and they try to stop Cassandra Nova. 'Cause she is like she took over the TVA and hacked into their time machine, and trying to become one with it, so she become a god. And Wolverine and Deadpool, they break into the mainframe of the time machine, and they have a debate who's going to sacrifice themselves. And first it was going to be Wolverine because like I need this, but then Deadpool was like, nope, I'm going to do it. But then Wolverine breaks in there anyway and does it. And again, whatever. There's no stakes with this movie because they can revive.
No.
Because they said they were setting up where they were going to die, but no, because they're Marvel Jesus. They're Marvel, and it's funny because you think they did die, and it's funny when they're in that scene of them dying. Hugh Jackman's his suit rips off and he shows his great 60-year-old abs. Fucking A, man. He's still got a great body.
Friggin' the dew point in there in the movie theater rose to like 0.75.
Yeah.
When he took off his shirt.
Yeah. Nice and sweaty.
They even make a joke about him.
Yeah. And so they both sacrifice themselves, but then Deadpool makes a joke. He has risen, and he comes back, both of them. And then they talk to the black bitch from who owns the TVA,
AKA Amanda Waller.
Yeah,
from DC
Marvel
Comics.
Amanda Waller. And she tells them, basically they're part of Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they're gonna come back until they're 90. So. And then we get after the scene. What was that?
That was Deadpool talking about what the going over the Human Torch scene.
Yeah.
When the Human Torch spoke with Nova after she Mortal Kombated him.
Before she Mortal Kombated him.
Before she Mortal Kombated him. Just him going over all the things he said to Deadpool before he died.
Because Deadpool was saying that Human Torch was talking smack, and Human Torch was denying it, but it was true. He did talk smack. So.
Yeah.
Bastard.
So, Human Torch is a big, fat phony.
But true to nature, because Human Torch, he was so douchey in those movies. But that's why it was kind of great to see Chris Evans do a complete 180 with Captain America, where he's honorable, respectful, and serious. Because he plays such a douchey guy. And, that's about it. Sadly, we didn't get a lot of from the Deadpool movies in this movie. The only one that really was pretty prominent was Peter. We did have them show up during Deadpool's birthday. But
would you have liked the Colossus or Negasonic T.J. Warhead to come back?
Not really. It wasn't necessary. I mean, they should have for the appropriate moment.
T.J. Williams.
Yeah, true. No Weasel. No T.J. Miller. There's a big T.J. Miller fan. Be disappointed. And that's all I know. Apparently he's an asshole. Someone's an asshole, so whatever. And,
or that fat kid.
The fat kid. Sure, the fat kid. Or Cable. Cable didn't show up. But they're unneeded.
We don't have to keep going over old characters. You gotta make room for new stuff.
And to make time for Wolverine and Deadpool, because it was just chock full of them. Yeah. I'm glad he did that, honestly, because it's a love letter for those guys. Especially, it's more of a love letter to Wolverine, because Hugh Jackman, he sets the Guinness World Record of playing a superhero the longest. There's always a fight between him and fucking Patrick Stewart for Charles Xavier. But so far, I think right now, since with this, he won the awards. So.
Yeah.
He's done so great. And again, it's a love letter to the early 2000s Marvel movies, especially the Fox ones. I saw all of them in theaters. We watched them so many times on FX shit and just on DVD. So for them to finally get some respect is nice. Even for the last time.
Yeah, it's definitely not the last time.
Because the woman that plays the woman back in the Fox movies, she wants to come back, Jessica Alba, which I say yes, please.
When they say it's the last time, it is definitely not.
Nothing's over. Nothing. Even if they die, they just bring back the CGI.
As long as Marvel's like pocketbooks or Limitless, they're always gonna come back. They got beats for property to pay for.
Oh, I know. Yachts, private jets. That shit ain't cheap.
No.
I got 15 kids on boarding school. You think that shit cheap? All right. I'm pretty out of steam here, so.
But that's really what happens during the movie.
That's the movie.
I
And
give it a 5. Well, maybe not 5 out of 5, though.
I do 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5.
I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Like, my main problem with it are just that maybe the pacing goes on a bit too long. I don't think it needed to be 2 hours. Cause kind of the girl next to me was like checking her the watch and saying like, okay,
Y'all got ADHD. Y'all want to scary
is it up
toilet.
now?
Y'all want to play
Like,
Egg
come
Mania
on.
all damn day. Can't leave the
Even
game.
the movie makes fun of it saying like, oh, don't worry, folks, we're at the halfway point. Like, I think just cause you do make fun of something, that doesn't change the fact that you're still doing it. You know, that's my other dog. I think it could have been shorter, and nothing really would have been that lost in translation. But that's one man's opinion.
I wanted it to be a director's cut. I wish this was longer. Fucking 4 hours.
It is good.
I want more. I want more, more, more. But yeah, I am tired, so maybe I don't know. But it was great. It was just so much energy. Movie. Like I was not bored at all at any
That was
moment.
a fun romp.
Yeah, it was. All right,
ROMP.
check it out, people, and check us out for more videos in the future. I got one coming up, so stay tuned. Bye bye.
Oh, damn. Excelsior.
There you
There we
go.
go. I said it.